Hello guys, it's your boy Isaiah Jacobs here again. You guessed it, what time it is. Another Tom Defense Real Life Tom Defense episode. This time we're gonna focus on our favorite Great Western character, Duck the Great Western Engine. Did you know he came from the Great Western Railway? And that his real name was Montague? But what about his real life base, you may be wondering? Does it still exist today? Well, let's find out. Well, here is the number 8 episode, Duck the Great Western Engine. So first of all, who is Duck the Great Western Engine? Duck came from the Great Western Railway. They helped a public with the something. During his birthday, it did not turn out that well, but it came pretty good in the end. Later on, he encountered with another engine called Diesel, which he was blamed and sent away. But then later, after an accident, he came back to work on Sodor, and Diesel got sent away. His catchphrase is this: there are two ways of doing things, the wrong way or the Great Western Way. Duck also had his own branch line, the Little Western, where he worked with his best friend Oliver, as well as a boyfriend that Oliver has named Toad. So what are the jobs that Duck the Great Western Engine does on Sodor? Well, Duck is a mixed traffic engine. That means he can both pull freight as well as passengers. Most of the time, he can be pulling trains, but sometimes he can be see something in the yard. Yep, Duck is one of those fan favorite characters, but the question I wonder is, does the real life Duck still exist? Now, what I'm gonna show you is the real life Duck. Here it is, the real life Duck. Duck is based on the GWR 5700 class, or the 75XS class we want to call it. These locomotives were built by the Great Western Railway, built between 1929 and 1950, and a total these locomotives, guess what? It's huge. In total, 863 of these locomotives are built. Wow, that's huge for like this kind of class of locomotive, right? During their career, they were mainly used for shunting locomotives as well as being like freight locomotives for light freight work on the GWR, but they're also used for light passenger trains as well, kind of like Duck how he does in the television series. Though they're not as big as the GWR King class, no, the Castle class, and the GWR King class. These are one of the most successful locomotives for the Great Western Railway. These locomotives were built for the Great Western Railway, and then later on to modernization of British railways as well. Unfortunately, during their career, only 2 of them got into some accidents. One of them was No 7758. It kind of got bombed during World War II. It got kind of bombed during World War II. Then, around in 1961, disaster struck again. One of them did have a collision at a station which was called the Birmingham General Station, and it collided with the station. Though, even though that happened, they pressed on into the surface. They were one of the most successful GWR locomotives, even though the career on British railways and even the days in GWR. Unfortunately, starting in 1955, because of the new technology of diesel locomotives, the withdrawal class began, though they continued to do their work on the British railways. But as the 60s progressed, more of these locomotives began to withdraw and scrap as time went on, and by 1971, all of them will retire and scrap. However, that's not all bad news. The answer is, are there any some of them left? The answer is yes, there are. Today, there are 16 of these locomotives left today. Those being number 3650, 4612, 3738, 281, no, 5746, my apologies, 5775, 5786, 7714, 7715, which today in London in this bright maroon red Liberty looks kinda nice. 7752, also today in London Transport, again with this nice maroon red paintwork, again pretty nice. 77454, 7760, and 7752, 99600, 9629, 9642, 9681, and 9682. So yeah, the red ducks still exist today, but here's another question. How did Duck got his name Duck from the Railway series? Because you know, his real name is Montague after all. Well, here's your answer for you. During Wilbur Arthur's early years in the Railway series, he actually had a model of Duck of a Pannier tank engine. He hoped it would work. However, it didn't function right. It did work though, except it water, and that's where the name Duck comes from his head. So that's why Duck's real name is actually Montague, but people call him Duck because he water, which does make sense because the backstory of Duck's model from Archie's Model Railway of the Railway series. So that does make sense of why Ducks is called Duck, because many of you water, and it's pretty funny that he's named after an animal duck. So yeah, here is the whole entire story of the Red Duck. I'm pretty happy we got the Red Duck today, and I'm pretty happy about this. And I'm pretty happy that Duck also was one of my favorite characters in the TV series. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button if you can, and please subscribe to my channel. That way we continue to do more of these videos in the future, and stay tuned for more videos. Well, it's your boy Zero Diggs signing out. Have a good night, everyone.